This is a guide on the new update. It is geared towards a more rock, paper, scissors-like approach, so a more varied usage of turrets for defense is wise. Previously, base defense was just miniguns and attack choice was just light vehicles, but now there is more flavor to it, and I will explain the strengths and weaknesses of each turret type. Here we have the flak. The flak decimates all air except for Reapers. Since Reapers have a multi-drone count, you can down up to a defense platform 4 in 2 salvos. So let's take a look at the Reapers here. The Reapers have a 6 to 12 count, and even higher if you're a higher CC level. So if you try choppers and thunderbolts without downing the flak, you will lose them in about 2 to 3 seconds. So definitely, if you do want to use all air, it is wise to take them out with the Reapers first. Next we have the railgun. The railgun has a default charge time of 7.5 seconds. It's strong against tanks, and it has a bit of AoE piercing, so if you have a group of tanks together, it will take out all those tanks. It does normal damage to everything else, but it's quite ineffective against infantrymen because infantrymen are spread out in their groups of 10 or 20. It doesn't target air either, so consider that. Next we have the minigun. The miniguns are strong against light vehicles and infantrymen. They do reduce damage against tanks and air. Now we have a longer range turret. It's called the howitzer. The howitzer does increase damage against tanks and light vehicles, but it does decrease damage against infantrymen. It doesn't target the air, and it has a dead zone. So when you do spec your base, do make sure your dead zone is accounted for. Now the last turret that I don't have equipped is the salvo. It has the longest range. It has 60 more range than the howitzer. And this is strong against air and infantrymen. It has a bit more AoE to deal with the infantrymen, but it's weak against tanks and light vehicles, and it has a slightly bigger dead zone. Next topic we're going to delve into is about XP optimization and why you should care about it. If we press attack here and go to deploy, you can see all these different war zone level brackets. So the first one you encounter is a 10 to 17 one, the next one you encounter is a 14 to 27 one, and then as you progress even further, the 24 to 37, etc., etc. You want to stay in your war zone bracket, especially if you're in a clan, so you can have all your clan or alliance benefits. And some of the benefits, if I example you right now, would be region ownership, block borders, you can see here, and mining exclusivity. So no one else is mining except for the clan because we own this whole region. And if you want to farm strongholds, you have the right to farm those strongholds. Okay, you can put all your artillery up and no one would bother you about it. And if there's an event, say the La Morte event, you can have access to the La Morte event, and you can set it up like this and no one will bother you. You know, you can have all your artillery around it with your airfield up, and you can have your members attacking it, just like that. Now, if you're not in an alliance, you still would want to optimize your XP for your level, so you can have stronger base structures, stronger base defenses, and stronger units. So if, let's say you just play PvP and incursion, and if you notice in incursion, you will fight people -3 and +3 your level. So those -3 and +3 your level, depending on how you optimize, you will have either an easier or harder time against them. So again, that's all based on how you optimize your player level. Keep in mind that your XP and your XP bar is right here. You do want to consider calculating everything before you upgrade. So let's take a look at how I have my base upgraded. If you notice here, I only have one metal factory. It's level 1. I don't have any other metal factories because I think metal factories are stupid. They're useless really if you're going to have an optimized base, because I can just get metal by attacking people in the war zone or playing incursions. So why would I need a metal factory to give me stuff? I mean, some of you might say, oh, because I just want free resources. Well, the resources come at a cost of XP, and that XP amount grows depending on how many metal factories you have and the level of the metal factory. So instead, I'd rather allocate that XP elsewhere. I would probably upgrade my barracks, helipad, or my oil pumps, because oil pumps are needed to you can attack. One of the strategies you can get with paying is you can skip, for example, and upgrade on the airfield. Notice my airfield is only level 2. However, if we check my fixed wing here, I actually have 2 Thunderbolts because I bought the offer when I'm 27. KIXEYE will shoot you an offer that says, hey, spend $10 and get 2 Thunderbolts. And while it says locked, I'm still able to put it into my squad. So that is something to consider if you have money to spend. I figured out that I only needed 1 or 2 Thunderbolts. That's what I got. And I could skip a whole upgrade that costs up to 4,100 experience, which is a lot of experience, okay? Instead, I was able to use that 4,100 to upgrade my walls and my other structures. And I still have a little less than 1,500 experience to spend. So when you're in a clan, you kind of, in regards to how you built your base, you want to consider whether you're what I call a provider or if you're exempt. So this account right now, this is my main account, I am exempt because I have global operations level 1 and I only have 1 metal factory. Most of my metal is geared towards advancing my units or advancing my base structures. That's why I have 4 other accounts that are providers. They actually have metal factories and they produce free metal so they can provide FOB support. If you're a provider, one of the things you should really invest in are chopper FOBs, because chopper FOBs or chopper reinforcements, they are one of the strongest defenses you can supply to your alliance's border walls. If you're a provider, please do your part and try to unlock the necessary reinforcements, be it tanks or choppers. If you noticed by attacking another person's tank, it is pretty weak. So again, that's why you would aim for the chopper FOB, because it is the stronger choice. So go big or go home. Now the last part about optimizing your experience is really how you would select an upgrade path when you're leveling your unit. So notice here I have all my units, they're level 1. Everything is level 1 except for my choppers and reapers. And why am I doing this? Because, well, if you look at the rhinos here, that's their first unit, they get replaced by the Abrams. The Abrams would get replaced by the Merkava. So why would I add to something that would get replaced? I mean, although the Rhino will only cost 5 times 9 or 45 XP for level 10, if you look at it, Abrams, it costs up to 140 per promotion. So 140 times 9. Would you rather spend that, or would you rather save it for something else? So, me personally, I wanted to save my XP for something else, so I can better optimize my experience and stay in my bracket. So all I did was upgrade my Cobras. So my path was air. Plus, it was the most effective. So you would try to find an effective path. If you don't want to use Cobras, you can try to use something like tanks and infantrymen. That's a pretty popular strategy that works, but it's a bit risky. So there's that to consider. One thing you do really want to upgrade is your metal storages, because your metal storages contributes to your metal capacity. So for example, let's go back to my army again. I've upgraded my Cobras to level 8, and that costs 1,400,000 metal. So if you saw my metal count earlier, it is 1,420,000. So I have 20,000 left over, and I could get that upgrade without spending gold. So KIXEYE is known for doing weird, big patches that really kind of messes with how people build their things. So maybe choppers won't be the meta later. It might be something else, but currently, let's look at how a chopper attack works. So again, if you have questions about dealing with flax, which is the chopper's counter, you would kind of attack it like this. So you look at a base and you notice it has a flak. And remember, max reapers will down up to a DP4 in 2 salvos. So I would put a Reaper on that flak, and as soon as the Reaper gets the aggro of the flak, I would move my chopper in. So check this out. So right here, my Reapers get the aggro. Boom. Send my choppers in. Take out the barracks. Take out the turrets. And then I notice a helipad is about to spawn, so I'm going to take out the helipad. Take out the rest of the miniguns, and pretty much that's it. Look, I only lost one chopper. My other partitions aren't damaged. And look at the time. It's done in like 30 seconds. Anything that costs experience, be it your units or your base structures, anything that costs experience, you want to think twice about adding. That's it. Thanks for watching.